before I get into explaining how dungeons and PvP works, I'm going to go through everything else first. So let's start with the plot. The plot of the game is simple, but it does get the job done. So in the game, you can use up to 5 characters. You can choose between Elsword, Aisha, Rena, Raven, and Eve. Each of these characters have different jobs and different stories that you play throughout the game. For example, I went with the character Aisha. Her story is that she lost her powers and she can't get them back. So she needs to fight and train until she gets her powers back. When she arrives at the next town after the tutorial, she finds out that the elf stones were stolen by a bandit. So you have to go find the bandit, beat up the bandit, do stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward and self-explanatory, and everyone's story kind of goes in with this and somehow ends in a good way. I'm not sure how, but the game revolves around everybody's story, which I found was pretty cool and kind of nice twist to an online game. The graphics in this game resemble anime and manga series, which is really nice and does suit the game extremely well, which once again is a nice twist. It's not like the same old just super fancy graphics but nothing really going for it. The game does have a certain unique look, I guess is a good way to put it. So animation in this game is really impressive as well. The lighting and everything that was in the attacks, the sound effects from the attacks, how things looked, how things moved, it was just gorgeous. And like I noticed, like when I used an attack such as a fireball, the fireball lit up and it had like a nice sizzling sound coming out of the fireball, and it lit up the area where I cast it. Right underneath it had a shadow following the fireball to make it gave it a little bit more of a 3D effect, and not many games have this, especially in online games, which I found was really nice. The music in this game was not the best. Most of it was like a 3 to 5 second loop, which it does get drowned out by the sound effects. But if you're like me and I by accidentally turned off the sound effects, you just hear the same old 3 to 5 second loop, and it just doesn't really set the mood. Even if you have the sound effects, if you listen to the music, it does not set the mood. It does not sound like, you know, I'm fighting a boss or fighting small enemies. It's the same loop, and it just does not make me feel involved with the battle at hand. But with the sound effects, they are really good. The sound effects suit what's going on. So if you swing a sword, you hear it go. If you cast a fireball, you hear it go. And anything going with that. Like if I summon like a tornado with fire, you hear it go. And just, you get what I'm trying to say with the sound effects. As for speech in the game, you don't hear too much like actual words. You mostly have to read text boxes. And if you're the type who does not like to read when you're playing a game, this is not a game for you. There's a lot of text boxes, and there is times where I'll just like, you know what, screw it, I'm skipping it. Luckily, you do have an option to skip, so that's nice. But if you're the type who likes to read the story and likes to see what's going on, which I am like that, I really am. But when I have to read, like, just constantly having to read what's going on, I don't like that, and I don't know why they had it like this. They could have easily had it a quick boom, 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 boom. Hi, how you doing? This is what's going on. Boom, go to this dungeon. Well, you're in the dungeon, thank you very much. Here's your reward. hey, go to this place while you're at it, or go talk to this guy while you're at it. Instead, it just felt like it was too long, too rapid, and kind of just droggy and kind of dull. And lastly, before we get into how the game works, the dungeons, combat, all that kind of stuff, the inventory in this game, I have to give an applaud for it, because it is nice. It has everything organized in tabs. Each tab has about 30 inventory spaces, so you have plenty of room. You're not going to run out of spaces unless you don't sell anything. Okay, so now, let's get into what you all want to know. The combat system, the magic system, dungeons, PvP. The combat system is pretty simple. You have, just like any side-scrolling game, you have two main attacks. Usually, one attack is a weaker attack, another button is to use a stronger attack. Same with this game. C is to use your basic attack, X is to use your power attack. Power attack usually takes magic, which is easy to get, and it doesn't take that much. Let's say you have 100 magic, it would take like maybe 2 or 3. So it does not take much. And if you combo it right, usually every time you hit something, you gain magic too, even if you use your power attack, so it does not really do too much damage, and it's really easy to use your strong attacks at low cost. And to use your skills, your special attacks, you have to hit A, S, D, or C. You, whatever 4 skills you want, you put them to these buttons. And when you click them, that's what you get. So, if you have a spell that, you know, creates a fire tornado, boom. You cast a fire tornado, absorbs the magic, and then it also has a cooldown time. So you just can't spam it, which is nice. It's nice that people just can't sit there and go, fireball, 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 or constantly spam fire tornado and kill you instantly. That they don't have. And the magic system's the same way. You A, S, D, and C to cast your special spells. Z and X is the same way, so I chose Mage. See how she works. Z, you went in there and hit people with your staff, which is honestly kind of funny. Not really mage-like, but you know, it's still fun. And X is to cast like a quick fireball. And you can combo with it. You can combine Z and X to create other combos and all that kind of fun stuff. You can experiment. There's also a list that shows you what you do, and if you click certain things in the specific order, stuff will happen. Plus, with your magic in this game, it goes up automatically by standing, and when you hit enemies, it also goes up. If you're the mage, you get special bonuses, like if you stand perfectly still, your magic goes up by 3 times as fast as anybody else. Plus, you get other bonuses as you level up and as you get better jobs. Now the moment you've been waiting for, let's talk about the dungeons and PvP. Sadly, they kind of lack. I've been trying to think of ways to make it sound good, which they are fun. Do not get me wrong, the dungeons are really fun in this game. But they get bogged down by so much that you really would not. Damn, like, I'm trying to think of how to say this, but let me just go with how the game sucks. Well, most of the dungeons, sadly, they have the same exact boss. So the bandit that you have to go kill for your first mission, you fight him again, and 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 again. Not for different missions, he's actually in multiple dungeons. Which, you know what, I'm fine with it, whatever. But let's say out of the first 10 dungeons, he's in about 5 of them. That is not right. the game goes with like a story kind of mode. So you follow the story, meanwhile you do side quests. But throughout the story as well, you have to go to said place and kill said guy 2 or 3 times. And with that is, how do you kill something more than once? I understand it's a mission, but it's the story mission. And how do you kill something, more than once in a story? Like you don't read a storybook or watch a movie and a guy kills his opponent twice. I don't know, it's just weird to me. But it's not just the bosses, although they are pretty shitty and they are really, really easy. I made it kind of like a small goal of mine to try and beat every boss, every dungeon, without getting hit. And sadly, I have been able to do that without trying at all. It's not like I put on the easiest difficulty and did it that way, no. I actually set it to the hardest difficulty, and I could beat it solo, by the way, without getting hit. And that felt like a disappointment to me completely. This also ties in with the monsters themselves. When you fight the monsters, it feels like they are just not even there. Like, you can stand in front of a monster for, a little bit, and they won't attack you. Half the time when you attack them, I feel kind of bad, because they're always like, no, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, and it's just like, because they're not doing anything. They just literally stand there. After you hit them, maybe if they feel like it, they'll swing, but they really hardly ever attack you, unless you really, really just keep on attacking them. And even then, it takes them a while to hit you. And it does not feel threatening if I if I just can't die. No point in playing a game, where you just can't lose. You can't get a game over. Like, I have never ever died in this game at all. I've been playing it for a month and a half, and I have not lost a battle. Ever. Ever. So yeah, that makes me really disappointed. Although the dungeons are fun, they are also really boring because of it. And for me, dungeons are a big part of a game. I'd rather go into a dungeon than PvP. Oh, don't get me wrong, the PvP in this game sucks. I will talk about PvP now, I guess, because I've already just mentioned it. PvP, as I said, sucks balls in this game. It is so broken that you really don't have a chance unless you have one of the characters that are broken as well. Then it's just a matter of luck who can hit you first so they can break the game. The reason why I say this is, in the game, your basic combo attack can lock you down, can lock down the enemy, and kill them. Barely even trying. This is out of like 3 or 4 PvPs I've done. No, I think I did about 5 PvPs, 6 PvPs. And this happened so much. This happened 4 out of 6 PvPs. All of which were different people. So it's not like this is just, skill or a lot of training. No. This has to be stuff that just happens. This has to be, you just come across. That you learn almost instantly with your character. All that happens during this is that they can knock you in the air instantly, and then it's just, you're getting your ass air juggled for like 5 minutes while you slowly go down in health. And you can try slamming buttons, you can try running, you can try attacking, you can try using skills, it's not gonna work. I've tried everything, and I just got my ass killed, and I even tried recording this, and because I kind of failed with the audio, I couldn't post it. But for the other 2 battles that I did do, where they probably either did not know how to combo lock me, or they did not know, or they just did not do it, those were actually fun battles. I won both of them, but that's not the point. They were actually fun. I was using what my character had that made it able to teleport and cast fireballs. He was using a knight, and every time he went near me, I just teleported behind him and attacked him. Once again, as you can see, it's pretty broken even without. But once again, at least with that, you're able to know, okay, if I run towards him, he's gonna teleport, so I better plan this out. Be a little smart with it. So it's not like it's completely broken, you can plan things out. But yeah, like, at least with the skills in this game, they are not broken, but basic comboing is completely 100% broken. So that's my review. So yeah, that's the game. It's not incredible. It's not horrible. It's a pretty good way to play it. Maybe you might like it if you tried it, but it's not the best game out there. I have played better. I'm going to be doing a review on its counterpart. But the game's so close that when this game first came out, two of the characters were named after two characters from the game I'm going to review. Not going to say what game it is. That you have to see later. So yeah. So let's get down to the story. So for graphics, I gave this game a 10 for graphics, because they are really good for what the game is trying to pull off. The music in this game, and the sound effects, music was terrible. I gave that a 1. The sound effects, I gave that a 5, because the sound effects were pretty good. I liked them. So I gave it a total of 6. Gameplay, average at best. I mean, it's easy to control. You do get fun out of it, and that's all that really matters, I guess, when it comes down to it, is if you have fun. And you can have fun playing this game. Somewhere in my review may have gave the sense that the game is not fun. It can be fun, and it could be worth checking out if you don't have anything to do. So I gave the gameplay 5. Playability, playability or replayability. Since this is an online game, I just go with playability, because you can't. I don't think you can technically beat it, but I gave it a 4. I mean, I'll go back to it eventually, but I'm not going to be playing the game all the time, and it's really not worth it. And presentation. Like, when I seen the game, it's made by my favorite characters, like my favorite game creators and that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, that looks pretty cool. I looked through like the information, the game looks really fun, dungeons look fun, but I also noticed a lot of stuff too. Like, even before I even started playing, I noticed that they only had like 5 or 6 bosses, which I was like, okay, that's a little weird. So I was just like, they're probably showing the main bosses or main villains or something like that. But it turns out those are just the bosses, period. So I gave presentation a 5. I mean, it presented itself good, but I was disappointed also. So yeah, all in all, I gave the game 30 out of 50, which is average, decent. Like, yeah, that's it. It's not horrible, it's just decent. And it's not amazing either. It's decent. I don't know what else to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it was useful. I tried doing a different style where I gave more information about the game and talked a bit more about it. Good points, the bad points, and actually showed you gameplay. So I hope you guys liked that.